What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is All Wings Everything, and yes, I am your cook Spinelli, and on the menu today I'm gonna show you guys how to make Southern hamburger steak. Now, if you grew up anything like me, when you ask for steak, you sure didn't get no T-bone. You got this hamburger steak. So I hope you're in your kitchen. I'm already in mine, so let's go. All right, so here are the ingredients we're gonna use for today's recipe. Let's go ahead and get started from the back. Right here, I got 1.5 pounds of ground beef right here. I have 2 cups of mushrooms. Now, you can use white mushroom or you can use the baby Belia. All I had was white mushrooms, so I'm gonna use the white mushrooms. 1 cup of beef broth, 1 cup of water. I have a medium onion chop. I have 1 cup of flour, 1 large egg, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1/4 of a cup of Panko bread, another 1/4 of a cup of flour, 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 of a teaspoon of seasoned salt, 1/2 a tablespoon of W sauce, 1 tablespoon of gravy master. So guys, let me show you what the gravy master look like. That's 1 tablespoon of this. Make sure you get this. I have 6 slices of bacon. I already cooked it and chopped it. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, another teaspoon of seasoned salt, and 1/2 a teaspoon of black pepper. So these are the ingredients. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so to get started, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start preparing our hamburger steak. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our breadcrumbs here. We'll come behind that with our garlic powder, our pepper, our seasoned salt, followed with our bacon. And guys, if you don't eat bacon, you don't have to put the bacon in it, but I am a bacon lover and I'm gonna put some bacon in mine, and our onions. And let's not forget our eggs. So what we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna go in this with our hands and we're gonna get everything mixed in properly. So as I was mixing this, I said, you know what would be a nice touch? Let's add some fresh garlic along with this. So I chopped up me a couple of cloves of garlic and I'm gonna get that mixed in here like that. All right, so this is what we have right here. So let's go to the next step. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start forming our patty. So we're gonna take equal portions. Now you can make 4 to 6, you can probably get 4 to 6 patties out of this, something like that. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna form this humongous patty, just like that. It's kind of like that, guys. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set that aside. And we're gonna do another one, just like that. We're gonna set that aside right here. And our third one. Now you want these to be pretty thick patties. You don't want them a real thin like you're making a hamburger. Well, some people like thick hamburgers, but you don't want them real thin. You want them nice size, round, thick patties, just like that. We're gonna set that one right there. And we're gonna get our last one here. Guys, if you don't like onions, you don't have to use onions, but I like onions, so I love to see those onions in there like that. Matter of fact, the onions give these babies a really, really much better flavor along with that garlic. All right, so here are our 4 patties, so let's go ahead and continue. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take each one of those patties, and in that cup of flour, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dip that patty in that flour like this. We'll get it covered in there. Yeah, we're gonna get it a little messy. Don't worry, just like that. And we're gonna sit it right here. And we're gonna do all 4 the same way. Just get it dipped in here. You could kind of throw it back and forth like that just to kind of remove some of the excess flour, like this. Also, if you want to season your flour, you can. I don't really see a need to season it because your meat has so much flavor in it already. And it's not like it's gonna be, deep fried and you're gonna have a type of crunch. So you just want this to give that, just give you a nice crispy covering. So if you want to season your flour, you can. I typically don't season my flour when I cook hamburger steak this way. So what we're gonna do now, since we're finished, we're gonna go ahead and move over to our cooktop. All right, so now we're gonna just add our 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And we're gonna bring that up to temperature. Okay, now that it's up to temperature, we're gonna start cooking our patties. I'm gonna add 1 patty at a time because for some reason, well, not for some reason, but the way this cooktop is set up, the heat is right here in the center. So I wanna cook these babies evenly on both sides. If I stick them here to the side, then only one half of it's gonna get, the half closer to the center is gonna get cooked first, and then it just takes more time to do it that way. Here I can just put it in the center, get it cooked, flip it over, cook the whole side, and then pull it out. So theoretically, you can do more than one. You can do all four depending on how your stove is. You can put all four in there, but I'm gonna do one at a time, guys. And you wanna cook them till they're brown on both sides. Okay, our first patty is done. See, look how even that cook is on both sides. Take a look at that. That's what we want. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this from our pan. Just add it here to this dish, and we're gonna sit it aside in a warmer while we finish cooking the other patties. All right, so we are finishing up with our last hamburger steak. Let's take a look at what we have. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this to our pan with the rest of our hamburger steak. This is what we have. So let's go ahead and move on. All right, as we continue, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep our pan with all of the oil and the juice from the burgers, and we're just gonna unpause our heat, go in with our onions with a tablespoon of water. And we're gonna get these mixed around over this medium heat until they're caramelized. That should take a couple of minutes. All right, guys, so while our onions are cooking, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move over to our cutting board, and we're gonna start mixing some of the remaining of our ingredients. So let's go ahead and head over to our cutting board. All right, so while our onions are caramelizing, what we're gonna do now is start to add the remaining of our ingredients together and get it mixed up. So we're gonna add our beef broth, the remaining of our water, our Worcestershire sauce, or W sauce, what I like to call it. Shout out to AB, and our gravy master. And we're gonna add our salt and seasoned salt, our seasoned salt and pepper, and our 1/4 cup of flour. And we're gonna go ahead and get this mixed up. All right, so it looks like we got it mixed up. So what we're gonna do is head back over to our cooktop where our onions are, and we're gonna continue from there. All right, so we're back here on the cooktop. Looks like our onions are done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that mixture we just created, and we're gonna pour it in here with the onions, just like that. And we're gonna stir this or cook it until this mixture thickens up over a medium heat. It'll probably take about 1 to 2 minutes. Well, about 2 to 3 minutes, I'm sorry. We're gonna bring it to a slight simmer so we can get it cooking, and then we're gonna reduce the heat. As you can see, guys, it's starting to thicken up a little bit, which is what we want. It only takes a few minutes to get it to start thickening. All right, so now we're on a slight simmer. What we're gonna do now is start adding our patties back into the mix. Let me not call them patties. They're hamburger steaks, guys. We can't call these patties. I'm gonna add all the little driplings. And what we wanna do is we're gonna flip them a few times right now to kind of make sure, because what we wanna do is we wanna make sure these patties absorb all of that gravy. So we're gonna flip them over, let it sit on that side for a minute. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip them back over. Oh man, this is what we want right here. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our mushrooms here over the top. And we're gonna reduce our heat to low. We're gonna cover this baby up, and we're gonna cook it for 20 minutes, all right? And make sure in between those 20 minutes, you're flipping your hamburger steaks over every 5 minutes, all right? All right, so we are back after the first 5 minutes. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna flip these babies over. The key to this is continuing to flip them over. That way that your hamburger steaks, it absorbs all of this gravy. That's exactly what you want. That's what makes this recipe awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so we got 15 more minutes. I'm gonna flip them over every 5 minutes, but I'm not gonna come back to show you guys that. Just make sure you guys do that, all right? All right, guys, so we are 20 minutes in. Let's take a look at what we have. Oh man, take a look at that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn off our cooktop, transfer this over to our cutting board, and then we're gonna get these babies plated up so we can get into quality control, and I'm ready to taste these. And there you have it, guys. Southern hamburger steak with some onion mushroom gravy. Guys, let me know what you think about this recipe in the comments below. Let's get the conversation started down there. I know you guys have had this before, so let me know. So the measurements and the ingredients are all in the video description below. So go ahead, check that out. And let's go ahead and get over to quality control because I am ready. All right, let's go. All right, so now we are here for quality control. I've been slaving in that kitchen over these hamburger steaks, so it is about time I go ahead and try them out. Guys, take a look at that. Man, whoo. Guys, I'm gonna let you see what this tastes look like. Oh man, take a look at that. Oh man. Dip it in some of this gravy on the top. Man, just like mama used to make it. A lot of people call this the poor man's steak. When I was growing up, we couldn't afford those ribeyes and T-bones and Filet Mignons. So when we want a steak, get you some good old ground beef and make you some hamburger steaks, and you was happy. You was happy. At least I know I was. This brings back memories. And we always add some of that mashed potatoes with it. Or you can add some rice if you want to. Doesn't matter. But I tell you, this right here is good, a fulfilling meal. So until then, I'm your cook, Spinelli. And remember, I ain't no chef. Well, you know what? Making this made me feel like a Southern chef, but still, I ain't no chef. I just cook a lot, and I am out. Peace.